we are looking at how to pronounce remoulade. Remoulade is how it would be said in France, but it'd be fine in English to say remoulade. Remoulade.
All right, well, tonight we are going to be making remoulade sauce. Remoulade. And the first ingredient in remoulade sauce is mayonnaise, specifically Hellmann's real mayonnaise. I only use the best mayonnaise. I buy name brand. No, I am not sponsored by Hellmann's. This is the jeweler's touch. I learned this in sales. If you're promoting one of your own products, you want to have your hand open like this, but if it's a competitor product, when you point to it, you want to have your hand down like this. So you'd say, oh, this is off-brand. Oh, this is Hellmann's. Anyway, little lesson there. So first things first is this recipe calls for 2/3 cups of mayonnaise. So I'm gonna start with that here. Again, with like most recipes, you don't need to be super precise with the dipping sauce. It's not like we're gonna be baking this and it's gonna have eggs in it and it's gonna all matter on how quickly or not quickly we cool it. I'm just gonna try to drop this in there. And then let's add another 1/3 of a cup to equal 2/3 total. The mayonnaise for you. Get every last drop out of there. All right, boom. Okay, thank you, mayonnaise.
Welcome.
Next up is Dijon mustard. Now this is spicy brown mustard. I got this at Aldi. This was like $1. Nothing fancy about it. Probably got one of those little foil things it does. I've actually never had one of these break on me. These have a okay, well, that'll teach me. I had to use my teeth. 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. This is my tablespoon. I'm gonna give it a little shaky. Again, don't need to be super exact. Drop that in there. Daddy loves mustard. Up next, we've got 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. Any Brits watching this are gonna lose their ever-loving minds. Okay, so let's, little dab will do ya. That is 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Thank you, teaspoon.
Welcome.
Okay, next up is lemon juice, and I don't have any lemon juice, so I actually have to cut my lemons, which is cool because this is a recipe video. So I'm gonna move this just out of the way for a second here, and I'm going to grab my cutting board. This is a fancy cutting board. This is a Boos block, and I'm not sponsored by Boos block by any means, but if you're looking for a solid cutting board, Boos block. They're on Amazon. Okay, enough of that. I've got a lemon. Got my fancy, nope, wrong knife. I have got my incredibly fancy Shun knife. Again, not a sponsor, but hey Shun, if you're there, hit me up, bro. Shun knives, handcrafted in Japan, incredible, Damascus steel. Okay, so I am going to just slice a lemon like you would. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my little strainer and I'm just gonna eyeball this. Squeeze this over my strainer so I don't have any seeds fall in. I've already caught 1 seed. I think that's about a tablespoon. So while I have my cutting board out, I'm actually gonna chop up some chives. This is a lemon zester. You can find these on Amazon as well. I don't think that this exact one is for sale on Amazon, but it's really cheap. I think they're like $8. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this lemon and I'm just going to zest. And as you can see, it's taking the zest off of the back of the lemon and it's storing it within this part. So now that we've got the wet ingredients done, we are going to move on to the spices or the dry ingredient. So this recipe calls for 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika. 1/2 teaspoon, and then 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. A little spice never hurt anyone, unless you're allergic to spice and then it kills you. Got a little bit of salt, and then let's add some freshly ground Kirkland black pepper. Costco black pepper, for those who want to know what Kirkland is. Oh, I really like pepper, so I did a few extra squeezes there. Or grinds rather. This is a French whisk. I like to use it. I'm not a fancy guy, but I really like to use this French whisk because I can kind of slowly turn things. And with the other whisk, I find that I'm not able to see what I'm doing. I'm gonna hold this because the table shakes. I'm just gonna slowly start to mix this together. Now, if you'd like this to set up, meaning kind of thicken a bit, you can put this in the fridge to cool. I can't decide which serving dish I want to use, the white or the black, because I'm going to do a photo shoot after this of the remoulade sauce. I think I'm going to go with the black. Now, the recipe says that you can garnish this with a sliced lemon, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Slicing it like this, or like this. Why am I stupid? If I slice this way, so that's wrong. So I do want to slice it lengthwise. Okay. I'm going to slice my lemon for the garnish, lengthwise. And then I'm just going to cut a few lemon wedges here. Just add that to the side, and voila. Now go dip this in your crab cakes, or the other way around, you know what I mean. Dip your crab cakes in it. I'm gonna see if I can pinch and zoom. I guess I can. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I've got 2 more videos that might interest you or you might hate, but I think you're gonna like them, and they're posted right now. Thanks a lot.